Hey everyone, how are we doing? Welcome, welcome. Type in where you're from. Let me know you're here. How did you have fun playing with your design plan, your quilt plan? What did you come up with? I loved how we built off of each other yesterday. It was really fun getting people's ideas and seeing how they build on each other, where we went from adding snowball blocks to making snowmen to making a snow scene. That was really great, and I really love how we worked together to do that. All right, says I'm live, but I don't see me on here. Sorry. All right. Oh, here we are, up and going. All right. So welcome. Hey, Kelsey. It's good to have you. Or Kelly, sorry. Sorry, from British Columbia. Welcome, welcome. And Polly's here from Iowa. Welcome. So happy to have you. All right. Like I said, did you have fun playing with your blocks or with your quilt plan? What kind of themes did you come up with? It's been really fun to build. Thanks, Michelle, for letting me know you can see me. Hey, Helen. Welcome, welcome. Happy to have you back. Um, so great things. Today's workshop will probably be a little shorter than the rest. There's just, and this day, it's just faster and easier to go through the content. So you can get busy creating and having fun. So I'm just going to wait a minute for people to get in here. Hey, Lynn, welcome, welcome. Great, Kelly. I'm glad you signed up for the emails and you requested the Facebook group. I'll get on there and get you in there. I don't get that done every day. Sorry. But I always get it done on the weekends. During the week, life just flies by. Anyway, so today we're going to determine how many blocks we need, what kind of blocks those are that we need in there. So that, sorry, I'm reading comments as they come up. But determine what blocks you need, how many you need, what style you need, so you can get those going. So without further ado, let's do that. And I apologize, I've brought the video in. I don't know why the sound isn't coming through. If I play it on my desktop, it plays. But in order to go through and do it that way, then I show you all the tech and all the behind the scenes. Anyway, so I'm just going to kind of talk over my video as we go over that and tell you kind of what I'm doing. And hopefully it will be cohesive enough that you can understand that. Welcome, Maribel from Wisconsin. We're happy to have you here. So let's we'll go to my plan, and you can go in your plan and do the same thing that I'm doing here. But what we're going to do is we're going to count the half square triangles. So the half square triangles that we have that are the star points with the background, there's 6 in each one and 4, so there's 24 altogether that you will need of that style of block. So as you write your notes and know what you're making, know that for your half square triangles that are background with star points, you need 24 total. Then as we go through this quilt, we'll go through my example here. With my pinwheel blocks, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I know that I'm going to need to make 8 pinwheel blocks. And those are just half square triangles, and I'll go over how we're making those here in just a moment. And you'll just scale the size of them where they're not as big as these. They're just half the size. And then I have half square triangle blocks here in my leaf, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know I need 4 more half square triangle blocks that are my leaf. So whatever I want my leaf to be, and the background, how we talked about, we want that to have a contrast so the leaf stands out. And I have this one stem block, and I talked to yesterday about how I did that, where I cut my 6.5 inch square, slice that, and put a 1.5 inch strip through here, and then square that back up to 6.5 inches. Then I have some flying geese blocks. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. These are flying geese, but I put 2 of them together. So there's 10 flying geese that will measure 3.5 by 6.5. And we'll go over making those blocks tomorrow. We're just counting up and seeing what kind of blocks we need. And this block here is a square and a square, and I have one of those. Technically in my quilt I did do 4 patches through here, so I kind of ended up doing that on the fly just because I didn't have enough of my solids to make the 6.5 inch squares, and things were smaller, so I kind of filled in by doing that, and that's why I made them blend rather than stick out really boldly, is because they were just kind of filling in. Okay. You have a 5 inch square die. Yeah, you can use it, and you can just scale it. So make your squares 5 inches instead of 6. So it'll make your quilt slightly smaller. It will be a 60 inch lin. I was also going to mention you can cut out this whole quilt on your AccuQuilt Go. Thanks for reminding me of that, Lynn. If you have the 12 inch cube, everything you can do with the 12 inch cube. And that works great if your scraps are more chunky, like if they're bigger like this, rather than I had more strippy kind of sizes. But the AccuQuilt does have dies that you can use for them. Just use the, they have their half square triangle that finishes at 3, and they have the flying geese where there's 2 in a row, so they kind of stagger, kind of like I'm going to show you with my with a flying geese ruler. So you can cut all of this out on the AccuQuilt Go, which makes it really fast. I did a lot of my cutting on the Go. I love my Go. I think it's a great way, and I will put a link in the description after of where you can get a Go if you want to do that. You don't need to. If you're starting out and you don't, or your money's tight with everything that's been going on, I give you methods where you don't need that. But I will tell you, I have a bad wrist, and so being lots of cutting irritates my wrist. So I really do enjoy using my Go, and I use it all the time to go through my scraps. Kelly says this coming weekend is Thanksgiving in Canada. Happy Thanksgiving. It's one of my favorite holidays. So you're digging into your scraps. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what you come up with, Kelly. That will be great. Okay, so yes, Lynn, just you can use your 5 inch square die, but then so your half square triangles will need to finish at 4.5, because if you're using the 5 inch square die, I believe then everything finishes at 4.5. So you will want your half square triangles to finish at, or to be the 4.5, finish at 4.5, and then do 2.5 for your 4 patches. So I hope that helps you. If you have questions, Lynn, let me know. I'm happy to help you. I want you to be successful. Okay, so the first method I'm going to show, you don't need any, you probably already have all of the tools that you need for this, all the rulers. I'm using 5 inch squares here because I have these and they show up on the camera. They're not too big. So we take whatever you're going to have be You need two contrasting ones, that's what is what I'm saying. So this would be like my background, this would be the star point, and we're going to put those right sides together. And then you're going, I don't always do this step. Well, actually, first on the background one, you're going to want to draw a line diagonally through here from this point to this point. And then take a pin and kind of keep it out of the way of where you're going to be sewing so you don't have run over any pins or they're not in your way. So like if my diagonal line is going through here, I'm just going to want to pin in places where it's not going to run into it. And then you're going to sew 1/4 inch on either side of your diagonal line, like I have done here. So you can faintly see the drawn line, and I've sewn with darker thread so you could see that on either side. And then you will just cut on your drawn line, and you will end up with your cute little half square triangle. Is that fun? So when you're doing this and you're figuring things out, if you're scaling your blocks, you're going to add, technically you can add 7/8 inch, but I am not accurate with this method. So I always add a whole inch. So if I want my block to finish at 3, I'm going to cut stuff out at 4. If I want my block to finish at 4, I'm going to cut stuff out at 5. And then I'm going to do this method, and I'm going to cut on the line and press and open everything up, and then I'm just going to square it up to the size that I want. It's a little bit bigger, it's not very much, but that just gives me a little wiggle room since I'm not really accurate with that method. Okay, so I'm going to show you this video because of how to do it using a flying geese ruler. You can use, I'm using a Nifty Notions ruler. You can use Fons and Porter's Flying Geese ruler. You can use Bonnie Hunter's Essential Triangle ruler. They all basically do the same thing. So here we go.
We're going to go through our scraps. We're going to find, you want something that's at least 6.5 inches.
And hopefully this works.
Wide,
okay.
Okay.
Like I said, I couldn't get the sound to come. So as I was cutting and I'm going through my scraps, I'm finding anything that was 6.5 inches and bigger so that I could cut my squares and my half square triangles. So this little monkey print, it was 6.5. It was a little bit longer. So I just cut it up and then I threw that up on the design wall as I'm filling in the spaces for my
I have 45 that are solid, but what decided how many solid I had.
And then I would go to my strip bin. I'm looking, like I said, anything that is at least 6.5 inches square, I'm pulling that out. And I had this strip here,
and then I just went
and
smaller.
It was just a little bit bigger than 6.5.
But if you're following the example,
I'm
or
just
you want
trimming it up,
similar to the one that I've done,
that
it has
it's the
45.
right size, getting my 6.5
once again,
inch
measure my
strip
6.5.
so that
and I'm
I
going to
can
make
cut
sure that
units
I have
from it.
From each of my medium, light, and dark, that I have
Go
some
through your scraps, find what fits,
and
like I said, as you can see, this is a scrap, and I'm just cutting it out.
Okay. And I'm just going to keep cutting 6.5 inch squares. Yeah, in addition to your 6.5 inch
it's not coming through here. I'm sorry.
While you have these
I'm
strips, if you have a
sounding like
longer
a
strip,
chipmunk. Makes me a little nervous, Michelle.
The Nifty Notions or
is the sound from the
Essential
video?
Triangle
Am I
or
overlapping
whatever
on
you
the
have,
sound with the video?
and you can just line that up to cut your half square triangles. I like to do it just out of strips because I can just have one size strip and I can cut what I need.
Kelly.
So I will do if my
good
strip
luck
is
with
longer,
whatever
like
you're
this
doing,
one
and
is,
yes, I hope we
I'm
will
going to
see you
do 2 of
Thursday
these.
and Friday.
One this way,
So here I'm using the half square triangle
and
ruler, and I'm just cutting through because I can get a couple of those, and then I will use it and cut some squares.
We'll just keep going along here.
So
cutting our squares. We're going to go
that's
through our
kind of
scraps.
how. Whoops.
You want some?
That is how you use the half square triangle ruler or the flying geese ruler to cut your half square triangles. So if you're using that method, you will want, I'm sorry, it's not showing up with the sound here, and I don't put on my sound on the thing. I'm sorry I'm overlapping. Thanks for letting me know. I'll know that for next time. I love technology. Not really. Anyway, okay. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks for letting me know. Good to know. Live and learn, live and learn. You guys know what a hot mess I am most of the time. So thanks for being forgiving of me. I appreciate that. Because the sound wasn't coming through with my program. Anyway, thanks for letting me know. I'll know that next time I try this mess. So thanks for being forgiving. Like I said, let's move on. So if you're cutting that way, you will want 24 of your background and 24 of your print to do all the star points. If you are doing this method with the square, you just need 12 of your background and 12 of your print, because you get 2 from each one, and that will give you your 24. Okay, so thanks for being forgiving, you guys. I really do appreciate it. I kind of had a bit of a rough morning. Most people are really, really nice in this community, but sometimes people say things like when Michelle said, I'm coming through like a chipmunk, that somebody has told me I sound like a chipmunk and I should get voice lessons. So thanks for being forgiving. It really means a lot to me when people give me some grace and are understanding of my mess. So you're just going to go through today. You're going to find what blocks you need. Tomorrow I'll discuss how to make the smaller blocks. So today for your homework, if you would like to make all the star points, all the half square triangles for your star points, that would be your homework. If you don't have time, you're busy, you can come back and watch these videos. They'll be up for a couple weeks anyway. So use that and you will still have access to your workbook. So if you want to put notes in that, if you haven't got, I know, Michelle, I understand that I had sped up the video because I had been watching it and didn't have sound, but and so me explaining it, it seemed like it was kind of going slow, so I sped it up. Sorry. Live and learn. Thank you for being forgiving. Thanks, Polly. I don't have a clue what I'm doing most of the time anyway. Makes my brain hurt. So make your half square triangles. Tomorrow we will go over making the smaller units and how to do that. I'll go over each block. Most of you probably already know that, but for any beginners, or if you're looking for another method, or you would like to see how I do certain things, that will be there. I did want to once more give a plug for Discovering Hidden Quilts. If you like what you're learning here and you would like to go deeper and explore more, then Discovering Hidden Quilts is for you, and I would love to have you come in and do that. So let's get rid of that. So you will find your favorite method in Discovering Hidden Quilts. So you can decide, thank you. I'm glad you like this content. I really love sharing it with you. I really feel like it's something I'm supposed to do, that it does make the world a better place. And I really feel like the way things are lately, the world needs to be a better place. So let's bring some good. That's all I'm trying to do, is just bring some good into the world. So like I said, in Discovering Hidden Quilts, we're going to find our favorite method that we're most accurate with for the basic units that you will use in quilting. And then, sorry, here we go. Okay, and then we're going to take those blocks. We're going to find ways that we can twist and turn them. This is a majestic mountain block that I have switched and played with and moved around. And in Discovering Hidden Quilts, we throw these blocks up on the design wall, and I show you how you can twist and turn them and find different ways to put them together. So I hope you will join me there. We take our strips. I have lots of different ways you can use your strip and string quilts, or strips in your strips from your scrap bins, and use them up and make beautiful quilts. That's all I'm trying to do in Discovering Hidden Quilts, is to help you use your stash and your scraps so that you can make beautiful quilts from them. I love my scraps, and I think they look pretty in their little bins, but I like scrap quilts a lot more. So thank you. I'm glad you love the pattern. I hope you get the workbook, Tina. Thanks, Helen. I'm glad you think that Discovering Hidden Quilts has no chickmunks in there, and I'm glad that you find the information inspirational and full of information. Thanks. Lynn, I'm glad that you are enjoying the crumb book. Remembering Ida, that is close to my heart because my great-grandmother quilted, and I designed that around blocks that she used. So thank you. I'm glad you like that. And Starry Night, who doesn't love a star quilt? I just love them. Okay, tangent. I'm just responding to comments. But also in Discovering Hidden Quilts, we play with scales. So just like you can scale this Jumbo Scrappy Star with your workbook, and like Lynn is using a 5-inch, and her quilt will be 60 inches rather than 72. If you play with scale, you can create lots of interest. You can use the same block and go bigger and smaller and put them all together. And I discuss how you can do that in Discovering Hidden Quilts. Country Gal, I'm glad you love scraps because yes, they are the best toys ever. So that is what you will discover in Discovering Hidden Quilts. Remember, if you sign up while the workshop is going, you will get the free bonus content. You get 2 extra patterns, 2 extra jumbo block patterns like the star. There's a heart and there's a sphere that you can play with, and then there's inspiration and ideas that you can use to implement into those. So I hope you will join me in Discovering Hidden Quilts. I hope you are enjoying the Jumbo Scrappy Star workshop. Share it with others. Let them know we're here. Let's all just turn our scraps into beautiful quilts. Thanks for being with me. I will see you tomorrow. Tanya, I'm glad you love star quilts because they are my favorite too. Scrappy Star quilts. I just love them. All right. Thanks again for joining me. Thanks for being forgiving for all of my mess ups. I really do appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow. Let me know if you have questions. You can write them here in the comments and I will see them, or you can email me. Any way you want to get a hold of me, I will respond. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Bye.